Sit or lie comfortably. Begin with a few steady breaths, just watching the air come and go. Then, as your body softens, imagine roots growing from your body into the earth. Not just metaphorical roots, feel them, see them, watch them extend deep beneath the ground, anchoring you into the soil, wrapping gently around stones, drawing strength from the core of the planet. This image alone can shift your entire state. Your nervous system begins to feel safe. You remember you are supported, you are held. Now bring your awareness upward. Imagine a golden thread stretching from your heart into the sky, reaching toward the stars, towards something vast and luminous. Along that thread, you are connected to all of life, to the people who came before you, to the animals and plants that share this earth, to the unseen field of energy that breathes through all things. As you visualize this golden thread, notice how your chest begins to soften, how the space around your heart begins to widen. This is your felt sense of connection coming online, not a theory, not a belief, but a lived experience in your body. Now imagine the faces of those you love. One by one, call them to mind. See their smiles, their eyes, their presence, and feel the invisible bond that ties you together, even across distance or time. That bond is real. That bond exists whether you speak daily or haven't spoken in years. Let your awareness expand further. Include the stranger you passed earlier today, the birds outside your window, the people you've never met who are watching this video alongside you. We are all sharing something: breath, space, existence. And if you can hold that image for just a few minutes a day, something begins to shift not only in your heart but in your brain. The regions responsible for compassion, empathy, and intuition begin to grow stronger. You're training your system to feel what it already knows, that disconnection is an illusion and belonging is your birthright. Many spiritual traditions use visualization as a tool for awakening. In Buddhist practice, we visualize light flowing from our hearts. In yogic meditation, we picture energy centers flowing and spinning within us. In shamanic journeys, we meet ancestors, animals, and elements that guide us home. These are not mere fantasies, they are ways of speaking directly to the soul, bypassing logic and tapping into something primal, something ancient, something true. And you don't need to do it right. You don't even need a vivid imagination. What matters is your intention. Even the act of sitting down and wanting to feel connected sends ripples through your body and mind. Because the truth is, the connection is already there. Visualization doesn't create it, it reveals it. When you start to live from this awareness, you walk differently, you speak more gently, you feel less urgency to defend, compete, or prove yourself, because you truly know that you're part of something greater. And when the hard days come, as they always do, you'll have something to return to. You remember the roots beneath your feet, the golden thread above your head, and the quiet web of life that holds you. So even in solitude, you are never alone. Let that be your anchor. Let that be your beginning. Because connection is not a reward. It's your natural state. You are already home. Love is not just an emotion, it is an energy, a force, a medicine. It moves through the heart like water through a riverbed, sometimes gentle, sometimes fierce, but always carving space for life to grow. And yet, for many of us, love has become tangled in stories of hurt. We've been taught that love is something we must earn, something we give only to those who deserve it, or something we withhold to protect ourselves. We've learned to love with conditions, to armor our hearts, to offer only what feels safe. But the truth is, love was never meant to be transactional. It's not a currency, it's a current. And when we learn to send love outward, not just to those who please us, but to all beings, including the ones who've hurt us, something inside us begins to heal. Not because we're denying our pain, but because we are no longer letting pain define who we are. This is the quiet, transformative power of loving kindness. In meditation practice, we often begin by sending love to someone we care for deeply. We picture their face, we remember their laughter, their warmth, their presence, and then silently or softly aloud we say, "May you be happy, may you be safe, may you be free from suffering." As we do this, our body responds, the heart opens, the breath deepens, our nervous system begins to relax, the brain releases oxytocin, a hormone associated with trust and connection. But then the practice invites us to expand further. We send that same love to someone neutral, maybe a neighbor we barely know, the barista who makes our coffee, a colleague we pass in silence. Again, may you be happy, may you be safe. And then comes the challenge, sending love to someone with whom we've had conflict, someone who hurt us, someone who triggered something deep. The mind might resist. Why should I love them? It asks. They don't deserve it. But this practice is not for them, it's for you. You don't send love to justify their behavior, you send love to free yourself from the weight of resentment. Because carrying bitterness is like holding a burning coal in your chest. It doesn't hurt the other person, it burns you. When you send love, you're not condoning, you're cleansing. Even if you can't yet say the words, even if your voice shakes or your heart rebels, the intention is enough. Just the willingness to consider the possibility of love is a crack in the wall of pain. And through that crack, light begins to enter. You may cry, you may feel resistance. That's okay, that's part of the process. Let the tears come, let the anger rise, then gently return. Breathe, try again. And after sending love to your enemy, return once more to someone you care for. Feel the difference. Feel how your heart stretches. Not as a wound, but as a muscle growing stronger. Eventually, the practice expands to all beings, known and unknown, human and animal, near and far. We repeat, may all beings be happy, may all beings be free from suffering. And in that moment, something extraordinary happens. The heart that once felt small or wounded becomes a field vast, radiant, unshakable. You begin to understand. Love is not limited to your personal story. It is the fabric of reality. It moves through you, but it doesn't belong to you. Your role is simply to let it flow. When you do, you heal. Because love dissolves the old identities that pain has tried to carve into you. It whispers, you are not your past. You are not your wounds. You are not your defenses. You are love itself, learning how to flow again. And when this becomes your practice, your daily act of quiet rebellion against fear and separation, your whole life begins to change. Your relationships soften. Your body relaxes. Your mind becomes a little less reactive. You forgive more easily. You judge less. You listen more. And most beautifully, you begin to include yourself in that love. You begin to say, may I be happy, may I be safe, may I be free from suffering, not as a demand, but as a blessing, as a remembering. Because love isn't something you need to go out and find. It's what you are made of. Beneath the pain, beneath the armor, beneath the story, you are love. And sending it outward is the most powerful way to come home to yourself. So even on the days when you feel disconnected, bitter or afraid, sit down, close your eyes, picture someone, anyone, and say the words, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you be free from suffering. Say it again. Say it until the walls begin to tremble. Say it until the cold turns to light. Because love is not something you keep, it's something you give. And in giving it, you are healed. Joy is often misunderstood. In a world obsessed with productivity, urgency, and seriousness, joy is treated like an afterthought, something you can earn once your to-do list is finished, once the bills are paid, once you've finally solved every problem. We tuck it away behind conditions. I'll feel joy when things calm down, when I have more time, when I'm enough. But joy doesn't wait for life to be perfect. It is life. It's woven into every moment, every breath, every cell in your body. You were born with it, not as a reward, but as a right. And here's something even more powerful. Joy isn't just an emotional high or fleeting pleasure. It's medicine. Modern neuroscience now confirms what wisdom traditions have known for thousands of years. Joy heals. It strengthens the immune system, balances the nervous system, and releases a cascade of hormones and neurotransmitters that regulate mood, sleep, digestion, and even inflammation. When you feel joy, not just think about it, but actually let it settle in your body. Your brain lights up in regions associated with safety, connection, creativity, and hope. The parasympathetic nervous system is activated. Your heartbeat softens, your breath deepens, you return to your natural rhythm. But joy is not just biology, it's a spiritual practice. Joy is presence. It is what arises when you are truly here, when your mind is no longer chasing the future or trapped in the past. When you notice the way sunlight warms your skin. When you hear laughter and don't just hear it, you feel it. When you take a bite of food and let yourself taste it fully without rushing. These are sacred moments, and yet so many of us struggle to let them in. Why? Because we've been conditioned to believe that joy is indulgent, that suffering is somehow more noble, that vigilance keeps us safe, while softness makes us weak. But the truth is the opposite. Joy is strength. It doesn't make you fragile, it makes you resilient. It reminds you that even in the midst of difficulty, there is still beauty, still aliveness, still something worth waking up for. This is why cultivating joy is not frivolous, it's foundational, especially if you've known trauma, grief, or hardship. Joy does not erase pain, but it coexists with it. It adds color to the gray, warmth to the cold, a hand to hold in the dark. So how do we practice it? One way is through joy recall. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and bring to mind a memory when you felt pure joy. It could be small, a moment of laughter, a breeze on your face, a time you felt free. Let the memory become vivid. See what you saw, hear what you heard. Most importantly, feel what you felt. Let that feeling grow. Let it spread through your body like golden light. Breathe into it, stay with it. As you do, you're not just remembering joy, you're rewiring your brain to access it more easily. You're teaching your system that this state is safe, familiar, and available. Another practice. Begin your day by asking, what would bring me joy today? Not in a big performative way, but something simple. A walk in the Sunday, a song you love, a conversation with someone who makes you laugh. Then do that thing with presence, with reverence, like you're feeding your soul. Also, notice the joy that's already here, right now, in this breath, in the quiet that surrounds you, in the awareness that you are alive, awake, listening. The more you notice joy, the more it reveals itself. It begins to appear in unexpected places, in the curve of a leaf, in the rhythm of your steps, in the kindness of a stranger. Joy is a companion that waits patiently for you to slow down enough to see it. And when you do, something begins to shift. The world becomes less threatening. Your inner dialogue becomes softer. You begin to trust life again. You remember that joy is not the opposite of grief. It's what gives grief meaning. It's not the denial of pain. It's what makes the pain bearable. You begin to live from a place that says, I deserve this. I am allowed to feel good. I am allowed to receive. Because you are. Joy is not a prize you earn. It's a light you were born with. And even if it's been dimmed, even if you've forgotten how to access it, that light is still there waiting. So invite it in. Not tomorrow. Not when everything is fixed. Now, let joy be your medicine. Let it remind you that your healing doesn't have to be heavy. Sometimes healing sounds like laughter. Sometimes it feels like dancing in your living room with no one watching. Sometimes it looks like letting the sun hit your face without guilt. This is your permission to be joyful, to be whole, to be free. Gratitude is not just a polite thank you. It's not a list scribbled in a journal or a momentary nod to something pleasant. True gratitude is a living energy. It's a quiet revolution of perspective, a shift from scarcity to fullness, from resistance to acceptance, from disconnection to alignment. And most importantly, it's a bridge. Gratitude is the thread that weaves your mind, body, and spirit back into harmony. When you feel grateful, truly feel it, your entire system responds. Your heart rate slows. Your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, two neurotransmitters associated with happiness, trust, and calm. Your nervous system shifts from survival mode into safety. And your body, sensing that all is well, begins to heal. But gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a practice, a choice, a way of seeing. It begins in the smallest places, the warmth of a cup of tea in your hands, the softness of a blanket on your shoulders, the quiet pause between thoughts. It's not about what you have, it's about what you see. And when you begin to see life through the lens of appreciation, you no longer take the ordinary for granted. Your breath becomes sacred, the sky becomes a painting. Even your pain becomes a teacher. Many spiritual traditions speak of gratitude as a gateway. In yoga, It's the foundation of contentment, Santosha. In Buddhism, gratitude is part of the path to liberation. In indigenous cultures, every offering, every prayer begins with giving thanks, not because life is always easy, but because life is always gift. Modern science agrees. Studies show that people who practice gratitude regularly sleep better, experience fewer physical symptoms of illness, and report higher levels of optimism and connection. Gratitude literally rewires the brain to focus on what's working instead of what's lacking. But let's be honest, gratitude isn't always easy. When you're in the middle of grief, or pain, or fear, it can feel impossible to say, I'm thankful. That's where the practice comes in. Gratitude isn't about denying your emotions. It's about expanding your awareness to hold both the beauty and the difficulty. It's looking at your life with soft eyes and saying, even this, even now, there is still something here worth loving. So how do we begin? Start small. At the end of the day, close your eyes and place a hand on your heart. Ask yourself, what am I grateful for right now? Maybe it's a single moment of laughter. Maybe it's your breath. Maybe it's simply the fact that you made it through. Let that feeling grow. Let it move through your chest, your limbs, your breath. Don't just think it, feel it. This is how you begin to align your inner world. Another powerful practice is to express gratitude out loud, not just silently. Speak it to your partner, your friend, the cashier at the store, your own reflection in the mirror. Let the vibration of appreciation live in your voice. Words carry energy, and gratitude spoken becomes a blessing shared. And don't forget to direct that gratitude inward. Thank your body for carrying you, even when you were exhausted. Thank your heart for continuing to open, even after it was broken. Thank your spirit for whispering again and again. Don't give up. Because gratitude is not just for when life is good. It's for when life is real, messy, honest, alive. When you live from gratitude, you no longer chase peace, you become it. Your thoughts soften, your